Okay, so let me move on to the next slide. This is really important because this is the formation of plaque, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Last BFAI alpha inhibitor workshop I did, once again, it was mostly on foam rolling. So I talked a lot about fascial restrictions. And that's really important, actually. So if you haven't seen that workshop, I highly recommend you join our free group, because that's where you'll get that. We have all those stored inside our free group. Because in that particular workshop, I talk about how fascial restrictions clamp down on your blood vessels and prevent blood flow from getting to the pelvis. And that's really important. In fact, usually where I recommend guys start is releasing that fascial system so they get much better blood flow. So if you haven't watched that workshop, I highly recommend you do that, because this is like the second part. Because I'm not going to go into fascia today, because I went in deep into fascia on that one and how to release it through foam rolling. Okay, so we're going to get into other aspects, like what I'm talking about right now, which is plaque. Okay, because that's another huge issue. Okay, and a much more dangerous issue. So what happens here is you get this calcification that builds up in your blood vessel, which restricts blood flow. There's just not enough space. There's less space for the blood to go through. So not as much blood can get through. So of course that's going to affect our erections. But look here, this is really important. Damaged endothelium. Once again, we come back to this endothelial layer, just how important it is, because that's what starts this whole process. And you'll see that on another slide here in a minute. But the damaging of that endothelium it causes problems on multiple levels, okay? Because that's where nitric oxide is released. So if it's damaged, your nitric oxide system is compromised. So you're going to get less nitric oxide, and you're likely to build up plaque, calcification in plaque, where that damage is, which also restricts blood flow. So, it's insidious. It affects us on multiple levels, all right? So let's go to this next slide, which shows the endothelium a little bit more of what happens here. Let me zoom in a bit on this. Okay, so if we look here, here's the endothelial cells that we're talking about, the inside, same thing over here, okay, these cells here. All right, but if you can see on this particular slide, it will show you how these junctions, how they're joined together, and they should be. So it's a nice, good, tight junction. However, what can happen is when you start to get inflammation in there, okay, which can happen from disease like diabetes, that type of thing, or just poor health in general, right? Eating crappy stuff, whatever it is, breathing crappy stuff, getting inflammation into your body can break these apart. And once those break apart, okay, then they start to hypertrophy, start to get bigger, okay? And that alone starts to narrow the blood vessel. Okay, so you have less blood that can get through. And that's before the calcification, the plaque even happens. Okay, that's the next step. I'll show you that in a slide here in a minute, but it starts to build up plaque in addition to these being bigger. So you get even less blood flow. All right. Now I just want to show you how that relates to the gut.
Hey man, I hope you got a ton out of this segment of the BFAI Blood Flow Alpha Inhibitor video series, where we are diving deep into overcoming this insidious alpha inhibitor that is blocking our birthright of having natural, long-lasting, stage 4 rock-hard erections. If you'd like to get free access to the entire BFAI Blood Flow Alpha Inhibitor video series, make sure you click the link in the description of this video to register for free access to all of these life-changing videos in this series, along with some other surprise bonuses. Also, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and turn on your notifications bell so you get all of the future value-packed videos just like this that I will be releasing for you to help you be the best version of yourself and have natural stage 4 rock solid performance. I will see you tomorrow in the next BFAI Blood Flow Alpha Inhibitor video.